Hello, this is Ice and Quinn at EO Studio, and today we're going to be doing a video on Elite Dangerous Horizons, just one of the upgrades that they have to it. And actually, if you don't have Horizons, it works the same. You don't need the Season Pass. I suggest getting it. I'm playing this on the Xbox One, so there are some bugs in it, being that if you play for about an hour, you'll get a memory leak, and the sky will start turning psychedelic on you. Just reboot. What we're doing is what everyone does. One of those videos on how to make millions of credits. Except I'm not going to start out with all you need to do is buy this $70 million ship, and then you can make $6 million, an hour. If you can buy a $70 million ship, you know how to make $6 million an hour. Now, there are plenty of ways to make money, and I've tried them all. Mining is, if you find the right spot, mining can be profitable. Particularly if you use the limfits, the drones for picking up the stuff. If you're not using that, don't even bother. And the only place where you can actually see a good profit for your time and investment is a belt or a ring that is metallic. And of course, everyone wants pristine, but quite honestly, I got to the point where I'd take anything. If you can get one of the better metals, gold or silver, you can make a fair amount of money. And I was doing that in a Cobra. And I had a hauler. I found the most money I made at the beginning was shooting ships inside one of the low resource extraction sites. The reason why I went to low is because I had a crappy ship, the Sidewinder, and I didn't want to die. And it turns out the Patrol Zero will help you mostly. And you can, in the first hour, make 70, 100,000 credits, which is great to get you into the next ship. And so I went up to the Mark II Cobra. That brought me in several more 100,000. So I bought a hauler and then started hauling. And I found that hauling is most consistent. It's maybe not the fastest payoff, but the reason why it's the most consistent is because the product prices are pretty much the same, and there's always going to be two stations you can match up. And if you actually do the missions, you will build up your rating so you can get better jobs. And that's really the key, is not just haul between two stations, which will improve your rating also with the stations, but do missions and haul between stations, and you'll get a better job. And the key thing you need to know is that, let's go to the map here quickly, is basically just look on the map to find the places you can find the material. Apparently the people who are hiring you for the mission are too lazy to figure out where an agricultural site is or a high-tech site. And I find that there's pretty much one around everywhere. So what I've done is I bookmarked some of the ones that I've done a lot of business with. But basically, I have, let me switch over to economy. So the lines are how far you can jump, given the ship you have. Right now, I have a Diamondback Explorer, which I'm about to swap out for a Type 6. And now I know I said, if you just get the expensive ship, you can do that. But you can do what I'm doing with the hauler. It's what I did to get the Type 6, actually. So it works just as well. It's just once you get the hauler, you start making more. And then the next bigger ship, you make more. I bought the Explorer because I wanted to explore. It's not very good for this. It has a longer jump range, but not very good. Anyway, so this is how far you can jump with what you have on your ship at the time that you're looking at this map. And then, as you can see, that this site here is green. That's agriculture. Maybe the first one in the system isn't agricultural, but there'll be one in the system that's agricultural. And that's where you can get food, clothing, fish, often wine, beer, some of those products. Not anything spectacular. But they're also a place that you can sell a lot of agricultural goods that will be made in an industrial place. Industry is good for selling metals, like gold. You get a really good price because they don't mine the metal, they use the metal. Aluminum, that's another one. Well, you can look at the price and figure it out. This is an extraction site here. This is, well, you can see it sort of leads to all roads. It's good for getting some materials. It's also a refinery, so I can get metals there quite often, which other sites need. So if I need gold, I go here and get gold. I made a great deal. I could only haul 8 things. I would buy 8 gold, bring it back, and make roughly 10,000 a trip. Then when I got larger hauler with 96 cargo, I went from 10,000 to 120,000 per trip. So you see that adds up, and just a few trips you can make more. But again, the missions, quite often you'll get paid 200,000 or 300,000 for something you only make maybe 40,000 off of. So that's why you want to do the missions. This over here is another, that's a refinery site where you get metal, as I discussed. You want to find a high-tech site. I have 2 of them here. That's a blue one, this one, GAT, and this one here. And it doesn't make a difference where you are in the system for this. You just go look for these sites. You'll find them. And try and get them within jump range. So this one's high-tech. This is where you'll be getting all your medicines and special performance drugs and things like that people can't get anywhere. And aluminum, which is highly sought. Just not a high-end profit item. And I have a few refineries marked out because some of these, like this is an anarchy one, you can do some smuggling or black market stuff, and you can often get different deals. Not all hubs sell at the same price. So really, you can see I'm just dealing with agricultural, extraction, refinery, and actually, I have some industry in here, too. This agriculture is actually an industry one. I have 2 industrial ones. Then the same system I have agricultural. I only want the ones that I can jump to quickly because you have to deal with pirates. And I like the combat. That's how I earned a lot of my money initially. But I found it wasn't going to be a long-term profit until I got a big ship that I could destroy people like me who are hauling a couple $1 million in products. And right now I'm playing in solo mode because today I've lost 4 million to players who are probably doing videos on how to make lots of money pirating. So that's a valid way too. This is just another means, and it's going to always work. I've got a ship way down here. So what I'm going to do is see where I've put my Type 6 hauler, basically. I think it's over here at Alawa. So let's go take a look. Oh, I really hit the wrong button there. I was a member of the factions for a little while, but I stopped that because it was limiting my trade. It's definitely something you want to do. It's just since I wasn't actually playing the power play stuff, I decided to just leave. That way I won't be attacked by more people. And this is my ship here. So I will go ahead and mark this. I also have this on my favorites list. After you get to know the places, it's easier to do it on the favorites. And there are some landfall sites. I haven't been using those because if you want to make money quick, landfall takes a little bit longer. All right, so we are going to jump there just to swap out ships and grab more missions. So here's the trick to missions. The more you do, the better missions you get. I think that works pretty much the same in every game. If you've ever played EVE Online, definitely works that way. So we go to the mission board, and you'll have a variety of people offer missions. You can see right now I only have 112,000 because I spent all my money modding this Diamondback, which is not good at combat, not yet because I don't have the money, good at exploring, and not good at hauling. So it's universally not good, but is actually a very good ship. So we'll go to the first guy here. See some low. I actually prefer 100,000 or more, and I avoid the combat ones just because it can take longer. So I go to the next guy here. Mining. I'm avoiding mining because it takes longer, and try a few of them and see what you can get because it's it's fun to do some of those. This one here there's not much money, but since I'm going there to pick up my ship, I'll go ahead and take this. Make sure we have enough time. Usually, I usually have over a day or at least 24 hours. So we accept that one. Every one you complete, increases your rating. Let's have them stand by. And what you can do, if you don't like these missions, you can just close the program, come back in, and it'll give you different missions. You can keep doing that until you get what you want, and you can spend your entire evening doing that. See, this one here is pretty good pay, but since I don't have the cargo hold on me, it's not going to let me have it, which is a shame. I do have one with the cargo hold, but not right now. And I might not meet the other requirements. I'm actually as high as pretty much we can get on this one, so I'm allied. So I probably do meet all the requirements except for the cargo hold. I'll try coming back to it. Navy strike. Nope, no more wartime ones. So let's go on. I don't think there's any more. Oh, there's one more here. Yep. More wartime ones. So we're just going to keep those. The site I'm at is not agricultural, so we'll check the commodities list. I hate to leave a station without anything, but you know, sometimes you just don't get anything good. Yeah, this one is industrial. You get the feel was after a while. Now, they do make superconductors, which you can pretty much sell. I'll tell you on the corner, consumed by terraforming high-tech and industrial sites. So I'm going to go ahead and pick up some superconductors while I'm here. I only have 4 slots, I think, in my cargo because I'm hauling material for another job right now.
At maximum capacity.
Now, that's useful information I never would have guessed. And what we're going to do, since we already marked it, is we're going to leave the station. This ship doesn't have much of a thrust, so I really can't get away from pirates as well. And even sometimes NPC pirates, they send the military ship after you, you're going to die. So just be careful. If you have a ship that has enough cargo space to haul more than 8 items, then you're not going to win a battle, probably.
Engines engaged.
So, you know, make the ship so you can run. With that said, you know, you could win the combat. It's up to you. Got the volume on my end turned up way too loud, so I'm going to have to turn it down after I jump here. This ship definitely would never. Make sure I'm not about to hit the station. I've done that. I can't see out the top of these things, so I run into the station. We're not mass locked, so we can go ahead and jump. I believe I have a 20 light year jump range on the Diamondback right now. You can get it up to 30. And I do have a fuel scoop on it because I'm planning to go exploring. Just, it's not quite up to par yet. It has some really useless weapons on it.
2, 1, engage.
No, by no means. When I talk about this, I played the game about a year ago, and I came back in the last few days. I've played other games similar to this, EVE Online, for many years, and they pretty much all work out the same. My cargo scoop's not even going to activate. I'm sorry, my fuel scoop's not going to activate there. Yeah, let's go ahead and jump.
Frameshift drive charging.
And I will secretly turn down my volume here. There we go. So, yeah, when I say, crappy weapons, what I'm referring to basically are weapons that
3, 2,
are hard mounted. So they only point in one direction, so you gotta point the ship at the target. I want weapons that have gimbals, so they will turn and point at the target. We're traveling through space. You should be able to turn your weapons. So this one just has original hard mounts. Pull out there. By the time the scoop gets out, it'll be going back in. Yep. And see, this one's 308 light seconds, so it saves you some time on getting there, and it decreases the amount of time that pirates can get to you. Still, pirates will get to you. And I have found, I don't know if this is part of the AI in solo, well, I've found you can figure out in real life when you're online with other players, it doesn't take them long to find a trade route and see you jumping through it. If you're in a big ship with a lot of cargo, they're just going to hit you. With the AIs, the more you use it, the more they seem to hang out in that area. So I suggest maybe skipping around to a few places instead of just doing like between two. I think prior to the most recent update on the Xbox and update about 6 months ago on the PC, you could just go between two places endlessly. But now it has an effect on the economy, and it seems to generate, after a while, more and more NPCs. That got to one point to where the pirates were following me into the station, and the station was firing at the pirates. So decided that might not be the best thing to do, is just keep going between two, although it was high profit, making, well, a lot in order to spend a lot of money on these ships and internal components. And then donate. Sometimes you donate a lot of money just to get your rank up. I think I donated $500,000 in ranking. If you're new to the game, then these blue lines over the left-hand corner, speed and distance, you want to line them up, and once they're lined up, both in the blue area, then you can disengage safely. I have a heat sink on the ship. I put a heat sink on all my ships that I'm not doing combat with, because if you get knocked out of frame space, you can take some of the heat damage. Or if you're in another situation where you're generating heat, you can use the heat sink to expel some of the heat. I also use auto docking because I don't want to take the chance with a lot of cargo of me bumping the wall and being killed. So, if you're not familiar with the rules of most systems, that is, if you sit in one place too long, they will shoot you and destroy you. If you go to the wrong parking spot, basically, landing bay, they'll shoot you. If you do damage, a fair amount of damage to the interior, accidentally running into something, they'll shoot you. If you sit in the opening too long, they'll shoot you. If you bump the outside of the station, they'll shoot you. If you enter the station and you forgot to request docking, they'll shoot you. So, well, there's a pattern there. And it's a lot easier to auto-dock, particularly after you've been hassling with pirates and you're doing videos maybe on how to make money, because who isn't doing videos today? So
Landing gear deployed.
that was much easier, because I would have been looking for this one because it's too close. One thing I also do, though it takes up time, if you're in a hurry, then this is not the game for you. This is travel takes a long time. Like this video is going to be probably at least 45 minutes long. I'll try and break them up. I'm doing a series of them here. But the reason why I parked inside is I used to just stay on top and do all my business until somebody else came in the station and got shot and ran into my ship. That's a great way to lose it too. So you would think, well, in solo mode, you're safe. So in solo mode, I stopped, going back below the station, and it happened with an NPC. Now I don't know if this is just a glitch or what, but now I go below decks. Refuel first, important thing, and then if you have cargo, check the mission board, because you might actually get a mission that will pay you more for your cargo than selling the cargo directly, which is what we're going to do. And I'm not going to exit out and reload the missions. They change on their own also. It's just you could I've seen videos of people doing it like 6 times in a row until they get the mission they want. This one's, I'm not going to extract the liquid oxygen, but the grain. Now we can go to agricultural site, and what they want us to do is source it ourselves. So industry site, this one, needs grain, and that's going to be pretty easy, so I'm going to take it. It's only 7,000, but I will be hitting one, so might as well kill 2 space birds with 1 meteorite. Space birds being the critters from Star Wars that live in, I guess they're not birds. Well, there were some birds that lived inside the asteroid, if you saw the old-time Star Wars. Let's see, industry needs 8 units of advanced medicine, so that's where you'd go to your high-tech facility, 54,000. I'll take it. So actually, so far, they're not giving me much in the line of cargo to deliver. I have to find it. And I have started taking some of the missions. I'm taking a couple of the planetary missions, because the next video is going to be about planetary landing. So that one I have a little bit higher rating than the others. Synthetic meat. That will be from the agricultural site that we'll be going to. We're locked because we don't have the cargo space. So let's leave here and change cargo. Change ships. So we'll go to shipyard. I have one stored here. It's my Type 6. Surprised they don't allow you to name the ship, unless maybe they do and I don't know it. Like I said, I'm pretty much a noob in this. Retrieve your old ship and store your current free. And it should transfer the cargo at the same time. Now, if you have too much cargo for the ship that you're taking, they won't let you do it. In this case, the ship I was in had 12 cargo, and the one I'm going to has 96. But even with Mark II Cobra, you can easily do 16 cargo, which will handle most of these missions. Very rarely, particularly in the beginning, do they have anything more than 14, 15. They usually like to do one more than what you have, it seems. So we'll go back to that mission board, see if we can grab. This one has to be refueled too. So I broke my own refuel rule. I don't break laws, and I don't make laws. So the rules. Extract liquid oxygen. I'm just making sure we didn't get anything new there. Need a little work on the interface there, guys. Oh, so 12 units of leather, which I don't remember seeing last time, so that might be a new one. They'll come from agricultural site. Since we'll be there, we'll go ahead and grab that. Oh, don't have enough. My rank is broker, and I'm not at merchant, so go on to the next one. Boom time delivery 3 units of survival equipment to here. Don't recall where the survival equipment is. It's only 1,500, so I'm not going to bother with that. Liberate 6 units of liberate is a euphemism for steel. Clothing, that's agricultural world up, but that's 42 light years out. Not going that far. So, you see, I am picky about. So it looks like just changing ships will also do it. So remember I said they'd like to do one more than what you have. So I was doing this one because I was going to be at an agricultural site, but I don't know that I'm going to do that one. Boom time 10 units of survival equipment. 30 light years out. And these pay better, but I'm just trying to deliver stuff right now. I think that's a different video. This guy's just not going to give me missions. Okay. So let's refuel the ship. And I think we can buy some more semiconductors here. I tend to go with the higher end, what's that? Food cartridges. This is what I started out selling, food cartridges. Industrials will pay well above the galactic average. Tea is a really good product to sell too. And drink. Semiconductors, yep. Insulating membrane. And if you ever need to know in the upper left-hand corner, terraforming, which I'm not going to presently, and high-tech and industrial need superconductors. And it's pretty good profit. I'm buying, well, no, actually, not here. Why did I buy those here before? That's, oh, I guess well, yeah, I must have goofed up on that one. Well, ignore that if I did that down here. This is what these guys make because they are industrial. Water purifiers, those are mostly for terraforming, so I'm not going to bother with that. Basic medicines. Anyone get those? Cobalt. Oh, I do need gallium, but these guys don't sell it because they're not that sort of place. Now you can see here they're paying 10,000 for gold. The average is 9,400. You can pick it up most places for about 8.8, something like that. So it's a pretty good deal. So let's go ahead and head on to the next site. What I'm going to do is try and pick up more missions since they have a 24-hour waiting period. We're not going to do all those missions. What I do is show you how to get a hold of missions. And that's why I have bookmarked the sites that I work with, and I try and work with those to build up my rating with each. This ship has a smaller jump range, so might take a little bit longer. Let's just go over to favorites there. And let me find one that I'm looking for, one that actually has. Ah, here it is. Right. Was it Chalet? Everyone tries to use a different accent for all these names here. You could call it Chaseless. It's not Chaseless, I'll tell you that. So I'll go ahead. This is a refinery. Yep. See, it's red. So, and that's the one we want to go to. And I already have the station marked, so I don't need to worry about going in there and marking it. We just need to worry about leaving now. Now what I'm going to do is, while I'm there, pick up a lot of gold and probably palladium. But if you're starting out, just pick up a little bit of gold, because in a few trips you'll have enough to get to the next ship. If you make 1,000 profit per gold and you can hold 12, you make 12,000 a trip. Just do jumps back a couple times, don't get caught, and you'll be in another ship shortly. Or go do combat, which actually in the beginning is a good way to make a lot of money. It's the long term, because you can see the fact that since the cargo holds on the ships get larger, you know, for instance this ship has 96, then your profit is actually coming from trade at that point, because a lot of the missions are based around trade, except for the combat ones. And trade tends not to fight back. Sometimes it does. Let me put my landing gear. I was wondering why I wasn't going. Now I'm going to go too quickly. I've just come back and I'm trying to get used to flying this without running into everything, because, well, I hate losing. I don't have much cargo here, but I hate losing the ships and starting over. Oop. All sorts of alerts. Let's leave here.
Scan detected.
Try to burn out. Now, if you're smuggling, you want to avoid scans. Good luck with that.
You are clear of the station. FFC out.
Okay, we're no longer locked, so let's go ahead and jump. You'll notice that I have nothing in weapons right now. I mean, just the energy's there, but I don't have any blips. Did I actually do that? Let me make sure. Okay. Oh, wrong one. Who knows what was hitting there?
Frameshift drive charging.
Yeah, I told you. I'm still getting used to controls. I came back in when I was first playing, went into a combat, and promptly forgot how to change out my weapons. That was handy. And of course, you can also use your D-scanner to scan and sell information if you're traveling far. The problem is, if you want good pay, you want to go to each one, which is going to take up more time. Unless you want to do that as the way to make your money. It doesn't help you with increasing your ranks in the different areas that you're going to be trading with in the future. And I guess I'm just going to fly in circles around this planet here. Around the stars, sorry. So I can tell you the game is very much designed around trade.
Frameshift drive charging.
Which is why they have so many cargo holds. Now, when you get, not so much cargo hold, when you get to larger ships, obviously there's a lot of combat in there, but trade is going to be the consistent thing. So if you're watching this video, in the title, it indicated it wasn't combat. So you're probably not needing to be sold on not, you know, making your money through combat. Again, if you find people who are trading and destroy them, you'll make a lot of money. You'll get their cargo. So it's not profitable. It's just, this is very easy to calculate your profit. Cargo size times profit. And you still get the fun of being in combat. Since I actually have no weapons on this ship, I've just put everything into thrusters, so I can, if I can't avoid the interdiction, I will hopefully outrun them. Unless it's a military class ship or very high end, then they just take you out. Just say you're good, but I guess you could throw your cargo out, but I'm not going to do that. They're going to have to pick it from the remains of my dead ship. It sounds very defiant, but as you look on the radar, there is a mob lining up. Even in solo mode, there's a mob lining up. I don't have any cargo yet, so when I leave here, I'll have the cargo. But and I believe I had some very good missions from this place, being a refinery. I'm not sure what that has to do with it, but I did get some very good missions. They want a lot of products brought back to them. And I'm just going to try and pick up a few missions, and we'll do one, and that will be the end of the video, because I think, you know, it demonstrates itself. Then the next video will be on doing planetary landing and trading. There are particular goods that you can trade with the planets, the bases on the planets, if they're willing to trade. It's just, you know, when you, oh, got come spinning by me there. When you're at a planet, you have to orbit, you have to go in the lower orbit, you have to drop down, you have to find the base. So unless you're really wanting some casual time and looking at sites, you probably don't want to include those in your average runs. I'm down, you know, from several million to 87,000, so I'm not going to be doing a lot of planet runs right now. This is taking long enough to get to this very close chaseless or chalet orbital. What was good to call that? I'm trying to change the syllables here. Chasleys. There we go. Actually, I think I like the name Chasleys. This is Chasleys place. And you know, I joke in my videos about not mentioning that common phrase in every YouTube video. Without further ado. I wonder if any of these guys actually use it in real life.
Request granted.
The advantage here of the automated docking is you have to request, so you don't go in accidentally. And I wonder if someone's on the phone, you know, in real life, sorry, say they answer the phone like, oh, you want, you know, John, hold on, let me get him without further ado. I just wonder if they actually do that. It seems to be a common phrase in YouTube videos. Just like the popular phrase in the world today is game changer. Landing here is going to be a game changer. And double down, triple down, quadruple down. Everybody's double downing now. We go through those phases. And that has absolutely nothing to do with what we're doing here. But since we're listening to Strauss, which is related to 2001, which seems like it has nothing to do, I thought I'd throw in that little filler while we land.
Docking successful. Engines disengaged.
Okay, let's enter our hangar, see what missions we have, and then actually fulfill a mission. Since we have a lot of time on these missions. I do have one that might have about 10 hours left. I want to get that out of the way, so we might try that one. Yeah, if you go in the menu, you'll get some frame rate dropping. So let's refuel. This boat is a pig. Missions, in case we have anything that missions might pay for. Straighten that screen. Who would think, if you're watching a video from a guy who has 87,000 credits, like how to make money? See, I've got 87,000 credits. I think you actually start with more than that, don't you? I'm standing by. Okay. Well, you know, we just came from there. So I guess we can pick that up. I try not actually normally get too many different ones because then you're going all over the place. But if you have time, you can organize them. And I'm accepting a lot of these because I want to improve my standings with these folks. And I'm giving you a tutorial here. Lengthy tutorial on how to accept missions presently. And then we'll go to how to deliver a mission, which you probably know. But part of watching these videos is seeing the process actually work. Units of indite. That's really not paying much, so I'm not gonna. But this is where we just came from. So they pay 12,000 for 2 units of indite is actually pretty good. Well, I don't know. It might be about 6,000 each, so it might be actually very bad. I forgot to read my daily report on mineral prices. So 12 units of fish. They want us to donate. I don't have fish. You'll find it is actually handy to carry fish around. This one here, 60 units of... This one you couldn't do if you had a smaller ship, but you could with the ship I have. 60 units of... I'm reading the one below it because it's high priced. Was it lepidolite? Lepidolite, or lepidolite. That would be more accurate. So let's go ahead and accept the lepidolite. It's going to Sinan, which I happen to know is one of the routes that I go to. Oh, it's Phillips. And Sinan is also Jones station. So we got Phillips and Jones. They're being creative there. And I doubt I have the ranking for the copper. Oh, I do. It is 42 light years out, but I'm willing to travel that much for 500,000 because I got 87,000 right now. So after the video ends, it'll probably be one of the first ones I do. Maybe I'll do a video on how to make 500,000 credits easy. That's what everyone does. They have their very specific way of making money, and then they put a video out. Because if you name it that, you get more hits and you get more money. Nope, we're back to the one we were at there. I'm not doing anything right now because I barely have enough to get by. Source 15 units of something I've never seen in the game, and a Navy strike. Oh, we still have another one down here. Wartime real. It's Rebel, but I like to call it real. Old film stuff there. All right, so we've got all of our products here. Let's check on accepted missions. So we can see which one needs attention right away. Boom, data delivery source. Oh, maybe I actually got rid of it. Well, I'll make sure. Oh, there. I'm looking right at gallium. 8 units. Or is it 9 units? I'll just buy 10. So we're at a refinery, so we should be able to get gallium. Oh, and we should be able to sell. Let's see if we can sell superconductors here at a profit just to get them off the ship. Nope, it's a loss. So they say everyone wants them, but well, see, this is an industrial site also, so I never look. Normally I do, but obviously I'm not now. Advanced medicines, we'll pick those up at the high-tech station. Aluminum is actually high-tech because it requires several processes. Okay, yeah, these guys have a lot of supply, so let's get the gallium. We wanted 6, since I have the space. I don't have the space. What do I have in my cargo hold? Well, let me take a look. I guess I bought something and completely forgot about while I was talking. Inventory. Alright. Lepidite. Oh, maybe some of these missions actually give me the products. Yeah, they were. Well, yeah, that's all hauling. So I filled up my cargo hold with stuff that I actually have to haul. Oh, well, that's a bummer. So now I could sell these superconductors, and I'll only have 4 slots left. So we won't be doing the gallium mission. Well, we have other missions though. So, well, you see, you can buy the gallium and gold here, and then just go sell them the next station. So let's see. get rid of the largest one first, so that way if we're hit, we don't lose a lot. Who on earth gave us that many units of... Yeah, 50. Okay, here, the Lepidite. Or Lepidolite. Oh, the fun you can have with these names. Oh, it's Philips, that's right, yes. Because I remember Philips and Jones. Philips being a large electronics company, and Jones being a big name in the United States. I could change my name to Eisenquin Phillips. Or Eisenquin Jones. Yes, I'm being silly now. I actually don't have a bookmark to Phillips because it's further out. Which just means more opportunities to be attacked. But this will conclude this lengthy video on how to deliver stuff. I think it's already marked for me. Yep, Phillips 1,606. Well, see, that way we get to be attacked by pirates. Because we will be. Alright. We originally came here to pick up some materials, but I don't have any missions that I can actually drop off here because it would tell you. So let's return to the surface. Chaseless, or Chaz Lee's. I don't think I've done Chaz Lee's yet, have I? Chase Lee's? Oh, that's right. We've done Chase Lee's. That's the one we decided. That's good. We being me, and you just being part of the cooperative. So let's launch and get some pirates to attack us. Remember to pull up our landing gear.
Landing gear retracted.
Retracted. That's what the computer voice sounds like. And Sinan, which is also a refinery. Boost out of there. Could be sign in, like I was just signing in. Let's just jump.
Drive charging.
Get to the point. I didn't name the video having fun with names in Elite Dangerous. Speaking of names, I am not sure how Elite Dangerous
Ready to engage.
goes with
4,
this
3,
game whatsoever.
2, 1. Engage.
It's a fine name. Because, of course, well, EVE Online, you know, except there's a place that's actually called EVE in the game. As part of its mythos. So maybe Elite and Dangerous are part of the mythos here, I don't know. Well, there's Phillips. Phillips Arena. Not actually an arena. I got a green out there, which is good. I believe this is it Federation? Alignment blue. Yeah. So, let's see if we can speed up just a little bit, because it's going to be a long ride. Green with a pirate. So, yeah, if you're new to the game, or newish to the game, playing on Xbox for the first time, since that's what this is going to be listed as Xbox video, because everyone on the PC has done this thousands of times. The greens are patrol ships, which will often inform you that they understand you may be under attack. So if you can survive long enough, they may pull the attackers off. If they stay near you, they'll come in and scan you and occasionally say, you know, everything's good, move along. And there's somebody in a couple of the systems that's always having a wedding. When I first tried the game on the PC, they were having a wedding. When I came over to here, we're going to have to slow down at some point because we're coming in fast. Now we're not. I can't believe I actually got that far without being tackled by anything. which is unusual for this system. This system has a lot of extraction sites, so you typically have a lot of pirates. Even has the hazards, which I've mined in the hazardous extraction site, thinking that the rocks there would be better, but they're all minerals, which really don't pay much unless you get a good mineral, and unless you have a refinery that can hold a lot of different minerals, that you keep throwing out minerals, and the one you threw out is the one you just picked up that you could have processed. So you really just want to go for metals, which would be things like gold and silver, not copper. I think for some reason in this game copper is processed. Now aluminum obviously has to be processed. I think copper is too. Maybe because it's been processed into a wire? I don't know. Well, I promised you a pirate attack and we didn't get one. I'm just going to start promising that, and all my long trips to stations will go by without any problem. But you see, I normally don't like to go this far out because, well, this is a long ride in a game that has plenty of long rides. And in order to cover that time, they have pirates attack you. Otherwise, it would be really boring. I think if they allowed the system to tune into a game-specific podcast that you could listen to real time, about news and events, that would help the time go by. Because a big complaint about Elite sleep is that you tend to fall asleep while going. And I have actually drifted off, waiting for
Docking request granted.
some of these long trips, and have been destroyed or attacked to wake up to be completely disoriented. Well, I don't want to telegraph the ending here, but what it will be is we're going to complete one of these missions, and sometimes they'll send you a message just before you get there, or as you're jumping through a couple systems, that if you do it right now, we will give you a bonus of like 30 to 50,000. Other times they'll tell you that the mad pirate Alexander Lerner is coming after you, and then he will hound you in every system
Landing gear deployed.
until you complete that mission, or you destroy him. If you don't have weapons, then not much is going to happen there. I would never land like that. I would spin around 3 times because the controls are a little bit looser than what
Docking
they're
successful.
indicating.
Engines disengaged.
Let's enter the hangar, so we don't get hit by any stray ships crashing into the station. So the game actually has a lot. People complain it doesn't. It's just you have to get the right materials, like, say, to find a random ship floating around, or salvage a ship, or go exploring to find different things. To get there, you start out by hauling. So they might want to change their opening. Well, combat and hauling. A way really to train you for the rest of it. Let's fuel up. I don't think I have anything on board that I can actually sell, so I'll just go and complete this mission. It should come up automatically if I've hit the right place. Let's adjust that screen. And we're standing by. This data is pulled online, so it takes longer because they like to alter the real-time data, even in solo mode. So let's claim our reward here. I don't remember what the amount was. Let's see, 177,000. So at least we're no longer, we're up to 250,000 from 87, and we're up to allied friendly. Well, that's a superpower connection. I might need to rejoin the powers there, because I'm really friendly to superpower. Superpower that this faction is aligned with. Now that might be like Federation or something like that. Okay, well, thanks for watching. You've seen how you can make, well, that was a 177,000 in the length of the video. That was actually a very bad trip because it was 60 units for 177,000. As you see some of these a little bit better, like here, 36 units for 172,000. The problem is if you try to do some of these ahead of time, what you'll end up doing is the missions will change in between. So you usually want to accept them as is. Either way, this is Isaac Quinn. Thanks very much for watching. I'll have some more videos up on this. They'll probably all come up just about the same time because I'm just going to go ahead to the next one and make it. Remember, you can catch me on YouTube and Twitch and Daily Motion. Well, every social media platform is Isaac Quinn or EEO Studio, because that's the name of the studio that I'm using, which is just me and a lot of recording equipment, some music recording equipment and audiobook recording equipment, just lots of recording equipment because I record a lot. And you can follow me as Rudolph Pearson. I'm sure I'll be on the site and or not. Rudolph Pearson on Twitter. Thanks for watching, and have yourself a good day.